Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where we are currently doing this base defense mission. The Vanguard had in it 2 heavy bombers, and the heavy bomber did a lot of damage to this large reinforced building, which still has 50 HP left. It's almost gone though. We're probably not going to end up getting our bonus here, but we need to continue to hold out. Our Bandersnatch also ate the brunt of one of those heavy bombers, and we ended up choosing to eject it. Other than that, we do have a largely assault lance up here coming in and a largely assault lance down here. We've already destroyed this Victor and we've done serious damage to this Centurion. It's not gone yet, and I'm planning on rear arc attacking this Atlas as soon as we can, which is actually right now. So our Nidhogg is going to move in about here.
On it.
And I'm going to backstab this Atlas with everything we've got. I want this thing gone. That probably also means running our... I think our high explosive bomb is the way to go here, now that I look at it. Arrow 4 is only going to do 20 damage here. We could do the AGM, actually. AGM 10 is the way to go. So light up this Atlas. Let's do some rear arc damage.
Got to the angle. Taking the top.
Beautiful. The Atlas is out of here. Now, our Nidhogg is mostly out of ammo, but that is a big part of what makes this lance up here scary, right? So beyond that, they've got an Avatar, an Orion, and a Centurion. That's okay. They're going to move the Avatar and the Orion right now. That Awesome is continuing to take some front arc damage from our ally, which is good. We like that. It got a head hit as well, so that's absolutely noted. But they have these 2 movers right now, and then they won't move anything else to the north. They'll only have movers to the south. And down here, of course, they've still got that Stalker, Battlemaster, and Awesome. So 3 assault mechs down there is nothing to scoff at, for sure. But that Orion is going to move up and fire on this large reinforced building. It's gone. That's not shocking, and that means our bonus is gone. Honestly, we pretty much expected that. So at this point, the Devastator is going to position itself somewhere up over here. I kind of like this spot. And we're going to hit this Centurion hard from the front arc here.
Here it comes.
Okay, so the Centurion is gone. Beautiful.
That's a kill.
So with the Centurion out of here, that means our jerry-rig Demolisher can, of course, head up over this way and target whichever of these we want to go for. I'm wondering what rear arcs are like here. 40, 40, 45 on the Avatar is not all that much. But it's even less on the Orion. Okay, noted.
Good to go.
So the crossbow is in position right now to continue to hit this Awesome, and we're going to do exactly that. We're going to fire our LRM in ER mode. This Awesome could theoretically die to this, but it's still got a decent amount of armor. Good clustering in that CT.
It's go time.
So we broke through the armor, but we did not really get any crits there. And he gets to move next round. Okay, so they're going to be moving their Battlemaster right now, which is attacking that heavy autocannon turret. That's okay. The heavy autocannon turret can keep them busy for a little while. Battlemaster ace pilots forward as well. Cool. So next up is our jerry-rig Demolisher, which, where can it get? It can get about here. We'll take that. So we'll position it about there, and I'd like to fire front arc for now on the Avatar. The Orion is going to be attacked rear arc by our Nidhogg, and that will be fine. So we're going to fire on the Avatar and do what we can here. But of course, damage is heavily reduced there, which is understood. So for now, that's relatively fine. They're going to move, I believe at this point, they're Awesome. Yeah, the Awesome steps forward, it gets this evasive back. Fires on that hardened laser emplacement, which they've not broken through the armor on just yet. Beautiful. The Crossbow X is heading up this direction. It's not going to make it up into LOS just yet. That's fine.
Good to go.
The Archer is parked up over here, and I'll leave it there. We're going to fire on this Awesome. Honestly, I expect the Awesome to die to this. If we have decent clustering at all, we could even think about warlording this. And I'm going to do that for the additional accuracy, the clustering rolls. And we're going to warlord this Awesome. Do it. He probably... Oh, he's dead. He's totally dead. So there goes the Awesome. Fantastic. Now, in the south, there are 2 remaining, and in the north, there are also 2 remaining. The Stalker is going to move. It could theoretically destroy a turret here, but it ended up going for the medium reinforced building, which is still doing relatively okay for the moment. Cool.
Commander?
So our Black Knight can get some amount of LOS down over here. We can fire on this Battlemaster. Hit odds aren't great, and we may end up stray-shotting our building, so I'm not going to take that. That'll be fine for right now. This Grasshopper is absolutely going to advance down this way. I want to stick to cover here, and we're going to do that. Cool.
Ready.
Our Marksman SPG, who are we going to go for here? We could go for the Avatar. I think we're better off to go for the Battlemaster or the Stalker, though. The Stalker has lower overall armor. I'm going to go for the Battlemaster just to chip down that armor a little bit. We got some splash damage on the Stalker, too, so that looked good. Next up is our Marauder. Now, I'd like to get the Marauder out to here, and that's exactly where it ends up going. We can fire on the Stalker, or we can fire on the Battlemaster. Stalker is much higher hit odds, so we're going to take that. Not great shots there, but we did get 45 damage into it, at least. It's okay. Let's see what these allied units end up doing. Ooh, that was a decent set of hits from the turret set. So definitely the turret's doing some armor damage there. No doubt about that. Okay, so they rolled 17 and 18. This is broadly similar rolls. 18 and 19. That's not bad. The APC finally decides to move up a little bit. And our crossbow wants to get some amount of LOS on something. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen. So we'll position here, and we'll probably lob it indirect at this Stalker, just looking to continue to soften that armor a little bit. That was a decent number of hits there, actually. So we'll definitely take that. Next up is our Crossbow X. Now, that absolutely wants to engage somewhere up here. I don't like this positioning, because we'd be firing on this Orion. I'm going to do it regardless, but I'm planning on taking out the Orion from the rear arc. But we did get a head hit on it anyway, and soften it up a little. So next up is going to end up being our Rifleman. Okay. The Rifleman would love to get LOS. Of course, that's not going to happen. We'll just position it down here for now. The Nidhogg is our next mover, and I want to position that back here-ish. I'd like to be a little further back than this, even. This is not ideal range necessarily for the AGM, but let's just position it here. And let's fire rear arc on this Orion and see what we get done. This may or may not be great.
Rear armor it is. Oh, yeah.
Okay, a structure exposure in the rear arc.
Critical hit.
That'll be fine. We'll see what he decides to do.
Weapons.
And, of course, next up would be this Marauder. And the Marauder is going to continue to advance down over here. I want to continue to fire on this Stalker. We could theoretically do a lot of damage to the Stalker. That was not a great spread of damage there, but we did take off a lot of armor there. So next up is a Phase 19 mover, which is going to be up in the north. I believe that's the Orion. And what are you going to do? We did crit the Gauss rifle, so it may not be able to fire it. But I feel like it's not in a good spot here. It ends up going for the Devastator. Did it even move?
Fire.
No, it didn't even move. Okay, that seems fine. So the Grasshopper is going to advance down over here. The Grasshopper is basically fresh at this point. We can take a side arc attack on this Battlemaster. This isn't great in terms of hit odds, but we can see what we can get done.
Firing all weapons.
Not a lot is the answer. Okay. But we are advancing there. The Marksman SPG is, at this point, absolutely going to keep hitting the Stalker. Light him. A reasonable hit there. We managed to stray shot both and make the Stalker unsteady, but he'll get to move very soon. His armor is very, very weak, though. So now they're going to move the Battlemaster and the Avatar. The Avatar moves back and does not fire. The Battlemaster, on the other hand, what is he going to do? He should move up and engage our Grasshopper. Oh, he's actually charging our Grasshopper. That I did not expect. He did manage to succeed that charge. So that's going to be rough for our Grasshopper for sure. But this Battlemaster is very exposed now, and they have basically no follow-through for the Grasshopper. The Stalker can move up and go for a Marauder there. But it's not like that does much. This would have been a good move if they had follow-through for the Grasshopper. They simply don't. So next up is our Devastator. And I kind of don't want to move the Devastator right now.
Yes,
we can also move our Black Knight, and I feel like this is a little bit better. Not great positioning there. I like this positioning a little bit better for a Black Knight. And yeah, there's mines up over here. I'm aware of that. But I'm going to fire on the Stalker here. We're just looking to probe out a weak spot in that armor. And there we got one. Beautiful. So a structure exposure from the binary laser there in X2 mode. And yeah, that looks good. No problem whatsoever there. So the Devastator is still the one moving here. I'm going to reserve it because I want to move the Jerry-Rig Demolisher first. Specifically, what I want to do is I want to get into rear arc of this Orion. And our heavy rifles are not in the best of position here to fire. This is in minimum range. But I want to fire rear arc on this Orion. And, oh, wow. We did almost no damage over there. Okay. Well, we managed to take out the engine core crit there. Arm destruction on the Orion. I would have preferred a little bit more internal damage there, but it'll do. So next up is our Archer. The Archer can fire on this Battlemaster, and this is going to guarantee that he's unsteady. He already is. Okay, noted. So this is going to do a lot of side arc damage to this Battlemaster. Absolutely. Light him up. Huge amounts of internal damage there. The Battlemaster is in serious danger right now, and honestly, the Grasshopper kind of isn't. The Devastator can move into this side arc up over here and continue to fire into the... Is this the strong side of the Orion? It is. Okay, that's fine. We'll absolutely take this strong side shot. We don't need to fire precision.
Giving him everything I've got.
So 80 damage in there, plus a bunch of additional armor damage. Upper arm destruction as well. The Orion has very little left at this point. Okay, they're attacking that Battlemaster and the Stalker. Not the finest of shots there from those turrets. This, however, should be very solid. Heatsink destructions. I'm expecting a knockdown on that Battlemaster, too, very soon. It didn't end up happening there. Okay. So next up is going to be an allied unit that is going to be phase 30. Okay. They're going for the Battlemaster. That's a knockdown or a kill. Yeah, that's a kill. Beautiful. So he is out of there. No problem. We definitely took a fair amount of damage from this, more than expected, given the reward, but, I mean, this ended up being a relatively bad roll as far as enemies that we were up against, with 2 heavy bombers right out of the gate, and then 2 assault lances after. That's pretty rough, I'm not gonna lie. So let's move up over here. I want to engage the Avatar with our Crossbow X. We're in standard mode, but I want to fire in improved mode with the MRMs and just soften up this guy's front arc a lot. So that is a huge amount of front arc damage to that Avatar. That looks good. Next up is going to be our Marauder out over here, and the Marauder is going to remain where it's at and just fire on the Stalker, probably. This is unobstructed LOS, so we'll just move up over here and fire on that Stalker. That was all armor damage there, but the Stalker definitely has very little armor left. Yeah, incredibly little. So the Archer at this point doesn't have LOS, but we can still fire on the Stalker with reasonable hit odds without LOS.
Here we go.
A good amount of armor damage there, only 1 missile going internal, but that's fine. The armor is incredibly weak now, and the Black Knight can advance even further up over here. Yes, I'm aware of 100 mines. Oh my. We're moving 2 hexes there. Okay, well, we're going to fire on the Stalker here and see what we can get done. That was, once again, all armor damage. The Stalker has basically no armor left, but our attacks are finding what little armor remains. which is not a
Yes,
horrible
Commander.
thing, but it's not, you know, great either. So I'd like to be in position about, yeah, this is minimum distance here. I'd like to be about here,
Moving out.
and we're going to hit this Orion. Do we want to fire the Arrow 4? I mean, we have to, but we could also fire the high explosive bomb. You know what? I'm going to do the high explosive for the crits.
Target lock on enemy 6. Victorious.
Okay,
Show them what
good
you
damage
got.
there. The Orion ends up ejecting. Perfect. So that'll do. Next up, of course, is the Jerry-Rig Demolisher, which can make its way out over here and take this side arc on this avatar. I don't love that angling, though, because of ideal range. This is better, but it's still not great. Okay. Soften up that front arc a bit,
Mess them up.
and that'll do.
Mess them up good.
So next up is going to be our crossbow. The crossbow is not going to get LOS on this stalker. It's down the hill. But we can lob some missiles anyway. That's a good number of internal hits there. We crit the engine heat sink there, and the pilot actually panics and ejects. Beautiful. Now there's only one enemy remaining.
Let's do this.
So our rifleman can make his way up over here. Not like he's going to get there in time. What else do we have here? Our marksman SPG can absolutely drop an artillery here on the avatar. We might splash damage a little bit, but
Let's
yeah,
get this
that's
done,
absolutely
team.
fine. We'll just soften up that avatar a little bit.
Damage.
And next up would be our Devastator. So we're going to run our Devastator just down over here. Not much we can do with that right now. So they're going to move their avatar. This is our only remaining unit. What are they going to do with it? That's an interesting choice. Certainly not one that I would make. Get closer to the crossbow and not fire. Okay. Well, our grasshopper needs to stand up. Strapping all this armor on is going to be a whole thing after we get this mission done. We took a lot of damage in this mission. But other than the Bandersnatch, which is at this point a replacement mech anyway,
Let's go!
it's not too bad. So the Vargar is going to back off there and not really do too much. Yep, absolutely nothing at all. Our crossbow can turn around and head up here, and let's see what ends up happening. I guess we can shave off a little bit of armor here. Not like it's going to be much.
Orders.
Okay, our crossbow X, this is the big one. We're going to move in, and we are going to melee attack from the rear arc. Actually, we don't get a rear arc kick. Okay, maybe we do take the side arc here and move this guy into the rear.
Moving out.
I was planning for this to be a rear arc attack, but side arc will have to do.
Follow my lead.
Just because we don't have the height to do a kick over here. AC-20 Defiance crit. Actually, that just straight up kills him.
Battle mech down.
Beautiful. So that's the end of the mission. Excellent. Now,
Successful.
we're going to have some damage. No doubt about that. The Bandersnatch will be the big one. I think the mission was still profitable. The question is, how long is it going to take to get all this armor strapped back on, right? The Bandersnatch does not have to get repaired right away. We can prioritize the Epimetheus, and that will probably be a little bit faster, but we can determine that. So obviously we didn't get this bonus, which is very, very sad, but we do get 1.3 million. It barely seems worth it for that amount of payout. So everybody, I think, did not take any internal damage except for the Bandersnatch, I believe. The question is, do we have an LRM-20 to put back into that Bandersnatch? We also lost an Apollo strap-on, but I think that's probably okay. Here's some LRM-15s, which I believe we already have around. Yeah, we have 4 of those. So there's definitely, we can definitely work with that. A missile accuracy FCS to replace the one that we lost in our head. That'll be a good thing. Okay, let's see what else we get out of this. Heatsink, sensor basic, generic structure, listen, kill, SRMs. I mean, those are good. But an awesome and an avatar part, sure. The salvage was mediocre. The pay was mediocre. The damage was higher than expected. So this was profitable, but not as profitable as we would have liked. That's for sure. We made 1.3 million, which is not a lot. Our salvage was mediocre at best. And in particular, we took a lot of damage to that Bandersnatch. Everyone else was just armor damage. So that's acceptable, but still not great. What's it going to cost? We were unable to locate Savarok's ejection seat. Okay, so we have to do a mission to save Savarok. Gotcha. 648,537 and 51 days for the repairs. Go ahead and get started on that. That's basically half of what we made. That's kind of gross. But the Bandersnatch is going to be the majority of that. So let's see what we've got here. And Savarok is currently missing. So the Bandersnatch is going to take 21 days. Noted. I want to move the Epimetheus to the top. I'm going to cancel work on the Bandersnatch. I want to move these guys in descending order. So something kind of like this. And this should be here. There we go. Something like that. Now we need to get the Bandersnatch rebuilt, and we need to save Savarok. Okay. I may or may not remember to do that. Let's refit the Bandersnatch here. It should pop up in the missions as a special mission, though. So we end up losing quite a lot of things, right? We lose our LRM-5, which we can probably replace. Yep, we can definitely replace that. We end up losing a Slick Suite, and we may or may not be able to replace that. So we've got a missile range and a missile accuracy FCS. I'm going to go with the missile accuracy FCS. That can't be used with Artemis? Okay, we'll put in a missile range then. That'll be fine. We also had a Slick Suite in here. We'll need to put in something. What sensors did we have? Just standard sensors? Okay, well, we can at least put clan sensors into here. Or powered sensors? We could put powered sensors. Those are 1 ton compared to clan sensors, which are 1 ton. So, and basic sensors, which are 1 ton. So that should be absolutely fine. No problem there. Okay. Next, we're going to need to replace our heat sinks and our ER medium lasers. So we had 2 ER medium lasers. An IFF jammer was in this slot. Okay. We could definitely put in, like, thermal vision there, but we can't mount more than 1 in all locations. Okay, so that's fine. I'm not going to worry too much about that. We have a bunch of heat sinks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 heat sinks over there. We have that number of regular heat sinks, right? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then we need our ER medium lasers, which will be an ER medium laser bright bloom and a regular ER medium laser, something like that. Then we need an LRM-20. Do we have one? No, we do not. But we can put an LRM-15 Longfire in there. Do we have an Artemis 4 attachment for that? Because if not, we're going to have to change some ammo. So the answer to that is possibly. Yes, we do have 1 Artemis 4 attachment. Okay, so that'll work, and then we max out this armor, and we see what that armor looks like. We have 3 tons remaining. What did we miss? We definitely missed something here. Oh, it's the excess tonnage into the LRM-20. Right, so with 3 tons remaining, we could toss in additional heat sinks. 2 of them. So 1 heat sink here, 1 heat sink here. We could also potentially remove the endosteel structure, but that's not really going to be a thing. So we have 0.875 tons here. Well, we could think about... We can't get an engine heatsink in, so that's not going to be an option. We could think about just another standard heatsink, which would end up going somewhere around here, and then ditching a tiny, tiny amount of armor here. So that would be like ditching... Yeah, like that. This would work. So we'll get that validated, and we'll confirm that. That is the vast majority of our repair costs, of course. And we're not too concerned about it. This is a backup mech, so this is going to remain low priority. However, it is about time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to go and get ourselves back. Here we go. We're going to go get ourselves back Savarok. Is this it? Yeah, go get our pilot back. Okay, so that is indeed exactly what we're looking to do. When does that end up timing out? 15 days. In that amount of time, the Epimetheus will be back. Will everything else? It may not matter. So let's see here. 8 days, 7 days. It'll be pretty close, I think. I think it'll be pretty close. Let's actually tick forward here. And let's go. So the arcade just finished. That's fine. Even if we lose Savarok, that's not the end of the world, for the record. He is a backup mech warrior. But let's get the upgraded gymnasium going here. There we go. And we're going to continue to tick forward. The Marauder and the Black Knight are now done. Throw a garden party. Sure. Morale increased by 10. Beautiful. And medical point boost. That'll be fine. So we'll continue here. We've got 4 days left. 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay. So the Crossbow X and the Crossbow CRS-6C are not done. We're going to cancel those. And we're going to deploy this. Not right now, though. I'm going to do this next episode, and I'll have to remember to do that. This is going to expire in 1 day at this point. So we have to do this now, and we have everything good to go other than the Bandersnatch. I mean, we're going to have a little bit of damage on our crossbows, but I'm okay with that. We should be able to just dip in, dip out relatively quickly. So that is going to be the goal. And I'll try to write myself a note as well to remember to do this. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Kentogan, Ali Lee, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12UK, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.